It was supposed to be a routine first-class boarding. A man in a tailored but understated suit approached his assigned seat, ticket in hand, only to find it occupied. The woman lounging there glanced up, scanned him from head to toe, then smirked and looked away. When he politely pointed to the seat number, she crossed her arms and refused to move. Flight attendants hesitated, eyes darting nervously. Passengers stared. No one knew that the quiet, composed black man standing before them was the CEO of the airline they were flying. What happened next shocked everyone. Watch until the end. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Marcus Reed wasn't the kind of CEO who liked to be noticed. Despite leading one of the largest airlines in the country, he traveled without an entourage, without fanfare, preferring to blend in. His company was his pride, built through decades of resilience, hard work, and navigating the challenges that came with being a black man in corporate America. Today, he was flying home from a business meeting, a last-minute trip that had left him exhausted but content. Boarding first class was nothing unusual, it was part of his routine. But as Marcus approached his seat, a strange energy filled the cabin. Someone was already there. A blonde woman, designer sunglasses perched on her head, had spread her belongings across both seats. She didn't glance up until his shadow fell over her. When she did, her expression wasn't apologetic, it was dismissive, as if he didn't belong there at all. Marcus double-checked his ticket, seat 3A. He wasn't mistaken. Calmly, he told her the seat was his. She didn't move. Instead, she gave a tight smile and said she wasn't going anywhere. A flight attendant approached, glancing between them. "Perhaps you can find another seat, sir?" she suggested softly, as if afraid to disturb the woman. The murmurs started. Passengers nearby exchanged looks, some shaking their heads, others smirking as if they'd just witnessed a small victory for the entitled. Marcus could feel the weight of their assumptions pressing against him. He had been here before, not on this plane, but in countless boardrooms, negotiations, and conferences where his skin color determined the respect he was given. He could have argued. He could have demanded. But instead, Marcus stepped back, his face unreadable. The woman turned away, satisfied, sipping her champagne like she'd won something. What no one noticed was that Marcus had quietly taken out his phone. A single number dialed. A brief, almost whispered conversation. Then a simple "thank you" before he ended the call. The flight attendants continued preparing for departure, oblivious to the storm that was now in motion. Marcus didn't need to raise his voice or make a scene. He knew exactly how to handle this, and it wouldn't take long. 5 minutes later, the captain's voice came over the intercom, his tone tight. "Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing an operational delay. Please remain seated." The delay stretched longer than anyone expected. Then, without warning, 2 uniformed security officers boarded the plane, every head turned. They walked directly to seat 3A. The woman laughed nervously, asking if there had been some mistake. But her smile faltered as they firmly asked her to gather her belongings. She protested, demanding to know why. The officers said nothing. They didn't have to. As she was escorted down the aisle, whispers surged like a wave. Passengers glanced at Marcus, realizing something had shifted. The flight attendants' faces were pale. Within moments, the captain announced that due to a management directive, the flight was grounded indefinitely. Marcus finally sat. In his seat, calm, composed, and silent, the man she had humiliated had just shut down her entire flight. The woman was removed from the terminal entirely. Passengers waited for answers, but none came. Marcus didn't explain, didn't seek validation. He didn't need to. He knew his decision would ripple through the airline's internal channels by morning, sparking conversations about training, accountability, and the quiet but persistent racism that passengers like him faced every day. To him, it wasn't about revenge. It was about setting a precedent. Respect was not optional, regardless of status, gender, or skin color. That night, the story would spread across social media, pieced together by passengers who witnessed it firsthand. And it would leave people asking themselves, how many moments like this go unseen? How many times must someone prove they belong before the world stops questioning them? Where are you watching from? Take care.